First, no one is illegal. That term is derogatory now because it dehumanizes people. Jacqueline, was age 7, from Guatemala, who died from sepsis while in our care. She was the same age as my son when I heard about it. Mr. Speaker, we do have a crisis at our border. It is one of morality. As we have seen this current strategy unfold, intentional and cruelly created by the Trump administration, dead set on sending a hate-filled message that those seeking refuge are not welcome in America, in our America. I've been so deeply haunted by the unforgettable image of a 4-year-old boy coming up to me through a glass door of a cell he was in with a number of other children, asked me in Spanish where his papa was, and slid a very small board to me so I could write something on it. It was like a dry board. I'm not sure what he needed before an agent asked me to stop. But the suffering in these illegal and immoral camps isn't just limited to those children. I was able to travel to Clint, Texas, and meet face-to-face mothers, fathers, grandparents who are suffering, ripped away from their families, not knowing if they ever see their children and loved ones again. I won't forget the father from Brazil who held on to his son with tears in his eyes as he told me in English he just wants his son to be an American boy. He said he was with his wife, his 8-year-old daughter, and teenage boy in a tent-like space outside of Station 1. He said he's been there for 4 days. I won't forget Daisy, the grandmother who had a red ribbon on her wrist with the name of the medication she needs, who said she had been in detention for 40 days. And she hadn't seen her grandson, who was mentally impaired, since being separated from him when they arrived. I wonder every day where she is now and whether or not she's hungry. Imagine traveling thousands of miles in grueling and dangerous conditions because you have no other option, only to be separated from your family, from your children, thrown into overcrowded cages, denied a shower, toothbrush, and yes, Mr. Chairman, drink water out of a toilet if you're thirsty. Now imagine doing that while pregnant. In Clint, I met Betty's, a woman pregnant with her first child. She smiled at me, and I instantly connected with her. She had a pink hoodie on, and I instantly just went towards her. Even though they told us not to talk to anybody, Mr. Chairman, I couldn't not go to somebody that's smiling at me. And I said, hello, and she said hello in English. And I love that she felt confident to speak to me in the broken English. And she said, she found out, I said, how long have you been here? She said 27 days. And she said, I'm with a child. And she glowed. She was so happy because she had not known she was pregnant until she came here. But by showing up, Mr. Chairman, she is free now. The following day, she is free now, and we are following the asylum process, and she is now home. I spoke to her last week. She's so happy. She said, you will be part of my family forever. Mr. Chairman, it needs to be noted into record. I spoke to CPB agents, even though they told us not to speak to them too. Remember that? And I said, what do you think we need to do because you guys are overwhelmed? They said, one of them, stop sending money, it's not working. Another one said, I wasn't trained for this. I am not a social worker. I am not a medical care worker. He actually said, I want to be at the border. That's what I was trained to be at. The last one, Mr. Chairman, the separation policy isn't working, he said. He knew about the separation policy that he was enacting. CPP morale is one of the lowest among law enforcement agencies, Mr. Chairman. Since between 2017 and 2018, we had a high of 100 agents committing suicide. That needs to be put in record. The dehumanization is not only with those families, but it's also with the agents that we've had told to do this to these families. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you. Thank you very much.